All right. So this fanfiction idea was voted on over on Patreon, and as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, you guys get the second tier. But if you just want to check out like the polls, like for this video, as well as checking out episode reviews of Alien Earth, and when we get to it, Has Been Hotel season 2. Just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon. Hit the first tier. That'll allow you access to do so. Second tier is all that plus requests and special exclusive videos for Patreon only. Anyway, so this was voted on over on Patreon, and this is basically, I had a poll for Batman, like a Batman horror crossover, because now September is spooky season part 1. That's what we've become. And this one won by a slim margin. It was among others, it was The Ring, which that one I was kind of hoping for. The Howling, Reanimator, Insidious, and Dead Silence. But this is the winner, Batman The Shining, which honestly could actually happen as a legit crossover because they're both under Warner Brothers. So here we go with Batman The Shining. So the story actually begins years ago in the Overlook Hotel, and the Waynes are actually spending a 2-week vacation in the Colorado Rockies, enjoying a ski vacation with Bruce a year before the accident. So this is him like 7 years old. So yeah, rather than just have it be like 8 years, like him like months before, it's like a solid year of before tragedy struck and Bruce was forever changed into the Batman. So Bruce is just kind of like a young Bruce is enjoying time with his family, and Alfred's there. But as as Bruce and his family are walking down aisles, Bruce notices a door, like a door open, and that's room 217. So Bruce like pushes the door open. He sees the door already open, the keys in the thing, and at first he's like, that doesn't that shouldn't bother me. But curiosity really starts to take hold, and then he opens the door and he sees inside the room. There's really nothing there, but he feels compelled to like really look around. And as he's looking around, the room starts to shift and change into an alleyway. And he hears his parents' voices, he hears their distant voice, like, "Come on, Bruce, this way, it's a shortcut." He's like calling out to them. And then he hears like gunshots, runs over, sees his parents dead, and just immediately starts crying. And then he sees the gunman standing over him, Joe Chill, and the face morphs into a bat. So Bruce like starts screaming and stuff like that. He's found like in the hallway, crying on the floor, and the Waynes are like brought over. Like, "Bruce, what's wrong?" He's like, "There's something wrong with that room, and like I saw you and mommy die and all that." And they're like, no, Bruce, it's okay. We're still here. It's all right. So Bruce basically, Bruce is just like told it's a nightmare and you just had a nightmare, or like you had an overactive imagination, things like that. And Bruce forgets about it. Now we cut to present day, and Bruce has that similar nightmare of the room 217, and he's just like, he wakes up after a solid 5-hour he's been asleep for 5 hours, and even Alfred like points out, 5 hours of sleep in one day, Master Bruce, that is a record, I believe. And he's like, "Still bad dreams, Alfred, but tonight I give the nightmares, not have them." And Bruce dresses up as Batman and things like that, and he gets a tip about a museum exhibit that might be hit by Penguin's goons. So Bruce goes over to the museum. He heads over and is basically like, "All right, what's going on? Like, what's the deal here?" And what he does discover is that Batman, he basically discovers that like this is this exhibit, this new exhibit that like Penguin's goons were looking at, is an exhibit displaying great tragedies throughout history, like unsolved murders and whatnot. And Batman's just kind of like Bruce is musing to himself. It's like, of course, this would be like put in Gotham, like of course, and like he sees like some of Joker's murders and things like that, and he's just like, of course, this would be in Gotham. But then he sees an axe in the he notices a bloody axe in one of the exhibits, and he's drawn to it, and he's like, who does that like, what murder was that a part of? And they're like, well, Batman, that is from the classic from the Overlook murders, Overlook Hotel murders. And he's like, Overlook Hotel murders? And he's like, yeah. The curator is like, yeah, this belonged to an axe that was used by a man named Grady who murdered his children, and then the axe was used again by Jack Torrance, who nearly murdered his wife and son, but he did murder the cook who had come to help them. We don't know how he knew to help them, but yeah. The Overlook Hotel has since been like shut down for decades, but it still stands to this day. So Batman's about to ask more questions, but he feels like drawn to the axe. Later, Penguin's goons show up. They immediately are like, oh shit, Batman's already here. We give up. Like, we don't get punched today. But after they all get arrested, Batman can't get, like, Bruce can't get the images out of his head of the Overlook Hotel. Like, he can't get his mind off of it. So eventually he's basically like, well, obviously something is pulling me to that point. So I am going to I'm going to head out and stake my claim. Not stake my claim, excuse me, like figure out what the hell's going on. Like, obviously like that nightmare I had didn't just happen for a reason. Like something is out there and it's pulling towards me. And I've had enough experience with supernatural entities to know something's wrong. So he tells Alfred, I'm going to the Colorado, do you remember the Overlook Hotel? And he's like, my word, yes, I do remember what effect it had on you. Like, Martha, Master Thomas and your parents, basically, after the effect it had on you, that nightmare, they never wanted to go back again because they were afraid it would affect you. And he's like, I think it's still affecting me. So Batman takes the Batplane, heads out to the Overlook Hotel, and essentially, like, he goes inside, and he arrives, he sees the Overlook Hotel, it's run down, shit like that. This is before Dr. Sleep. We are doing, like, the movie continuity. So Batman, like, looks inside, Batman heads inside, and he's like, all right, show me what you have. And he's looking around the hotel, and he's also got, like, a record of, he's basically asking Alfred, like, what kind of record this place has, and it has a violent history behind it of, like, it was built on top of a Native American burial ground. It was also, like, the place of several murders. There are also several supernatural occurrences. And Alfred's just like, should I call Mistress Satana or Master Constantine to assist you in this matter? And he's like, no, I have to find out why I'm drawn to this place, like, why this place is drawing me in. So Batman's, like, walking around, and he does, like, feel like there's something watching him, like there's a presence about. And Batman, like, Bruce feels it, like a chill. So, and he's walking around, he goes into the main boudoir and sees, like, the typewriter on the desk, and it's like there's dust there, and it just says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And he's like, And he hears, like, laughter from another staircase. He's hearing sounds all around him, and he's walking around waiting for and hearing all these ghosts and whatnot. And he does see, like, two like the Grady twins at the far end. They're like, come and play with us, Bruce, come and play with us forever and ever. And Batman's, like, shook by that. And he's like, I've encountered supernatural entities before, but, like, that was something else. So Batman's, like, looking around more. He comes upon the bar room, and they're like, what would it be, Mr. Wayne? And he's like, I'm Batman. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, the Halloween party is not for today. May I get you something? And they're like, no. He's like, what's your name? And he goes, my name is Lloyd. And he goes, really? Because you look like Jack Torrance. He's like, nope, I'm sorry. I'm the caretaker here. And he's like, do you know what you did? You murdered that man. And the voice goes, and the Lloyd basically goes, and you've killed millions, Mr. Wayne. And Batman like turns around in the party room, in the ballroom, excuse me. There's all these different dead people, and they're all victims of Batman's villains. Like Joker, like he sees people with like the Joker smile, or frozen from Mr. Freeze's gun, or poisoned by Ivy, and they're all victims of him. And Batman's like just freaking out. He has to like run out of the room, sees the blood come out of the elevator, and he's like, I shouldn't have come here. This place wanted to have me. So he's like desperately running out of the room. He's seeing like all the other spirits, like, great party, isn't it? And then he sees room 217, and he's like, no, I can't go in there again. But he feels compelled to go in there. It's a regular room. He sees the woman in the bathtub, and she looks a lot like Selina this time around. So Batman feels like compelled to like hold her and kiss her, and it starts rotting away, and it's like a rotted Joker corpse now. So he freaks out and runs out, and he's like, I'm running like a scared child. This is having some kind of adverse effect on me. It's like it's impossible. So eventually Batman does like run out of the hotel, and he hears Jack Lloyd's voice. He was like, there's always a room for you here, Mr. Wayne. There's always a room. And Batman's just like freaked out, and he just flies back to Gotham, and he's just shook. Like Bruce is just absolutely shook by the whole thing. And he's like contacts Alfred. He's like, Alfred, I'm heading home. And he's like, did you find what you were looking for, Master Wayne? He's like, no. So he's doing more research and learning about like Shining and shit like that. And he even talks to Zatanna on the way back to Gotham. And he's like, this Shining thing, what is it? He's like, it's an ability that some people have. Maybe you had it the whole time, Bruce. Maybe that's why you had it. And he's like, I refuse to accept that I'm a metahuman. And she goes, yeah, because you're so normal. So that hangs in the air for Bruce, is that does he have the Shining or not? And maybe that's why the Overlook wanted him. Or was it all the trauma he had? So there you go, guys. That's Batman The Shining. I want to thank everyone for voting on this, and you guys tell me in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.